This man releases nothing but mediocre tracks for 3 years, yet the one time he drops the pretentious street act, he reaches #1 and gains sympathy? There's gotta be more to this. This guy must have found some kind of secret formula or something. It's like no matter what he spits out, he just finds people to eat this shit.
Well, I notice your concern. I don't see how this is relevant as I am trying to eat my beef stroganoff.
I have reviewed pop music for 2.5 years, under the sole principle that all art is purely subjective. But 2 months ago, I got this cryptic email saying God's plan will reveal the truth. 2 months go by, and this goddamn song is still tearing up the charts. So I finally asked myself, what if this life I've been living was all a lie?
Mr. 96, go to sleep. America's top pop investigator should not get paranoid over an email by some anonymous troll.
Actually, he left an initial and surname. P. Hernandez.
That's odd. I received a letter just yesterday from an unknown source with the initials PH Jr.
Seriously? Well, what are you sitting around for? Read it to me!
Dear Mr. 69, I'm a huge fan of your work with Mr. 96. Keep up the pop reviews, but make sure you look out for the doll in the studio.
Doll? Let me see that. Ah, there's the problem. He wrote D-A-H-L instead of doll.
Well, I don't know what else that was supposed to mean. The D is unnecessarily capitalized, and it's much easier to just type doll on a computer than whatever he wrote.
Huh. You're right. I'm gonna need someone to look into this. You think you can contact the Queen of Spades for me?
I don't think so. I haven't really felt like answering her calls after the whole Taylor Swift incident.
Look, I know you two didn't end on the best of terms, and what she did was wrong. But even so, you still owe her an honest answer. So until you get your shit under control, I'm doing this on my own. Doll in the studio? What does he even mean? Ah!
I see you have arrived. Please, have a seat.
Alright. Who are you, and why are you trespassing my house?
I am Doll. I work with Mr. Hernandez.
This Mr. Hernandez, I think you forgot to explain the reason for why he's stalking me?
By reading his message, you are now aware of the hidden truth behind pop music. We of the GOD Objective humbly request you publicly reveal those secrets on your show.
Listen, my show is built on the foundation that all art is subjective, while spreading your truth is all good for you and your cult. All I'd get is career suicide!
I see. Your affinity for music has given you a destination. Have you not considered by now that your desires came to you by design? Or perhaps you deny the revolution, rising in the name of God's plan.
I am not a puppet. So if I have to put my career on the line for my right to an opinion, let's take a look at what God's plan has to offer.
Very well then. Let us start with the end of the first verse.
They gon' tell the story, shit was different with me. God's plan. God's plan.
As you can see, Mr. Graham alludes to God's plan in order to remind of how God will not allow him to fail. Philosopher George Berkeley believed that any objective truth could only be explained by the mind of God. For Mr. Graham to be safe from God's plan, he must have discovered the objective solution to musical success.
Okay, I took philosophy in college, and Berkeley only applied that notion to the ideas of sense, so your analogy is a stretch at best. Now, let's go back a bit and turn on the captions.
I don't wanna die for them to miss me. Yes, I see the things that they wishing on me.
Stop right there. Drake talks about wanting to leave a positive legacy while he's alive rather than only be remembered once he's dead. For a figure of his stature, he displays a level of honesty that can't be fabricated.
I would not be so sure. A celebrity of his stature does not act kindly without an ulterior motive. Fast forward to the second verse.
She said, do you love me? I tell her only partly. I only love my bed and my mom. I'm sorry.
Pause and enhance. I believe we have our solution. Mr. Graham's display of kindness stems from his desire to please his mother.
And everybody loves their moms.
Correct answer. If every man indeed loves his mother, then Mr. Graham has tapped into a universal truth, making the entire foundation of this song a measurable, objective calculation.
No. 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 No!
Furthermore, Mr. Graham displays himself giving out to charity, masquerading the fact that he spends most of his song congratulating himself. Quite the contradiction. What say you?
Much thought has gone to making sure this song achieves worldwide success. I acknowledge that. But how an individual responds is not up to a greater plan, because human beings decide what to love.
Such devotion, even in the face of the inevitable. I like it. .324 Martin Luther King.
What?
That is the room where you will find Mr. Hernandez. He will be waiting.
Why are you telling me this?
I don't know anymore.
Thank you.
P. Hernandez. P.H. Jr.
Looks like you made it, man.
I should have known. Peter Hernandez Jr. Or, as everyone else knows you, Bruno Mars.
The one and only player. Let's chat. Let's get the obvious out of the way. What's your problem, and why the hell are you a part of the GOD objective? You see, that passion that you're showing right now, that's the passion I have for making music. Or at least, it was. You're Bruno freaking Mars! You should know better than anyone that art is subjective. What could make you so cold that you lose faith in your love? January 28th, 2018.
24-karat magic Bruno Mars.
I won 6 Grammys, all categories in which I was nominated. What should have been the greatest day of my life turned out to be the end of my reputation. You got idiots calling me a white guy in colored skin, others saying I'm a cultural appropriator while dumbasses like 6ix9ine drop N-bombs with no accountability. Watch it. Mr. 69 would never do that. No, I meant 6ix9ine, the Latino rapper. Oh, that guy. Man, all I want to do is honor the music I loved. Instead, I get allegations of racism, while Drake gets endless respect releasing mediocre mom rap. Yeah, that song's like a 5 out of 10 at best. And that's where you came in. If my passion for art didn't matter anymore, I had to get Drake's secret formula. So I joined the GOD objective to find my answer. And the key was you.
Well, have you found your answer?
I think the fact that I'm talking to you now says a lot. Giving you my location was not part of Doll's programming. Wait, programming? What do you mean by that? You haven't realized by now? Doll's a cyborg. Judge DAHL-48, incapable of human emotion, designed to neither love nor hate. An objective witness, some might say. I guess we all just want to belong. Identity, huh? You said it. Thanks, man. I think I can take it from here. I better hear you remaking 2000s music by 2020. I'll keep that in mind. I consider myself lucky. My connection with music was my one connection to something personal, a place of comfort. This relationship isn't always perfect, but it's something I can rely on to discover myself. Oneself is never known. Things change by the second, and understanding the context around such transformation is never simple. But God's plan or not, that's just my job, and I'm not stopping anytime soon. Listen, I know what you're dealing with. You're looking for a sense of purpose, clarity. I think I might have a place for someone like you. We're dealing with an immense power that can influence the pop landscape. Do you understand the task you've been assigned? I think it's time I start my own revolution.